So it's Monday night, 9:30, and 3417 Burbank Boulevard. You've got Crabby Auntie there. She's sleeping in the inside of the business. I offered her help. We've offered her assistance, and she refuses. I'm going to call it Industry Plus now and request that they come out and talk to her. But you know, she the first time I interacted with her, I was nice to her, but she threatened to throw her bottle at me if I didn't go away, and then she'd said she doesn't want no company. That's I think that's a direct quote. And she must be an intelligent woman. She's got books. You know, she sits there and reads, but something's going on. I don't know what the deal is. She always has these big bottles of soda pop. But my suspicion is, since she's always by a source of alcohol, she's probably a drinker. She was at the liquor store for a long time, Liquor Palace, and then she's now right near the 7-Eleven, which is right over here. That's number one for the night, and I'll call it Industry Plus. So I just messaged over to Street Plus and advised them she was sleeping there. You know, it's 61 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was just raining all day. It's super cold. You know, anybody who's on the street should just say yes when they're offered housing. I don't know why people say no. My only possible, the only possible reason is that they have rules and they don't want to abide by them. Curfews, no drinking, no drugs. You know, they don't want to abide by these rules, so they continue to stay on the street. I don't understand it at all. But that was number one. All right, folks, we have, I'm assuming this is a private citizen trying to be helpful. And we've got Carey. She must have been trying to get Carey home. We've got a very nice lady. I'm assuming she was, you know, she had her door open. And she had her door open for a long time. I was watching her. And then she was talking to Carey. This is Carey Dwain Mitchell. We're across the street from the AutoZone 2500 block of Burbank Boulevard. And, you know, Carey has lots of opportunities to get help. And I'm sure this nice lady was trying to help him. And she gave up and she's driving off. I'm going to go talk to Carey and see how he's doing. Just go to audio only at this point. Here he is. He's eating food. I see food. Hi, Carey. Good evening. How are you? Good. You doing all right? I see you're eating. That's good. Did that lady bring you something to eat?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat?
Sorry, my phone's talking to me. What'd you say? She gave you a bunch of food? Okay, well, that was nice of her. It's been raining. How you keeping cold? How are you keeping, with all the rain and stuff, how are you keeping warm? Gotcha, okay. So, Carey, do you want some shelter, or do you want a place to go?
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna eventually find a place.
You're gonna be okay?
Yeah.
It's been kind of cold lately.
I know.
So, all right, well, you have a good night. I understand you wanna stay out here, right? I mean, okay. All right, I'll come back and check on you. Have a good night. All right, so I don't know what to do. Apparently a nice lady came by and helped him out. You know, I mean, when you've got everything you need, people won't stop doing what they're doing, which is he's getting drunk. He's back by Aero liquor, and I don't know why they keep serving him, but for some reason they keep giving him stuff. And at some point, I'm going to go speak with them. I haven't done that yet because I have a feeling it's not going to be a very polite conversation just because of how I am. You know, I totally blame them for, you know, this is a completely disabled man who cannot stop drinking, and he's staying at George's Corner, and he's always there. And he's been over at Ralph's getting money. That's where he's panhandling. And then I'm glad to see he's eating. I actually, for a long time, thought all he ever did was drink his breakfast, lunch, and dinner from Aero liquor. But it's good that he was eating something with a pita bread or something like that. And it's good to see that he's got food. I don't know how he's going to stay warm. I think when he was in the hospital, all his stuff got cleaned up and taken away. All right, this is Victory Boulevard at Chestnut, and I mean, this is kind of an old, it's nicely painted, but it's an old rundown van with curtains in the front. So, you know, when you see an old rundown van with curtains in the front, you know, it makes you wonder what's going on. So I'm gonna go check it out. I kid you not, there's literally a goat there. There's a goat right there. I get a little bit closer and see if this guy's got current plates. I don't know, maybe it's not a real goat. Yeah, he's got current plates. January. Wait. Yeah, those are current plates. This is a little weird. No, indeed, it is a live goat. It's a real goat. The guy's got a goat, and I guess he's camping for the night. All right, folks, a few minutes later, and I would say within 2.5, maybe 3 minutes, Burbank's police department came out, and they obviously have two separate patrol vehicles here. Came out to talk to the man and figure out what in the world he's up to. It's interesting, but I think for the benefit of the community and, you know, not to have illegal camping and weird stuff going on in our community, you know, people need to understand they have to follow the rules. You can't have live farm animals on a sidewalk and, you know, let them. And the guy literally has all kinds of wood and stuff he's put out on the street, and it makes no sense to me. So the police came out and they're doing their job and doing what needs to be done. Thank you very much for that. And they're so responsive. It's a good day. And they're taking care of business. I'm going to go finish up the census. Not a lot going on in Magnolia Park. This is why we got to keep, you know, transients out of our city that are just rolling through the town. The goat guy stopped over here, and then I called the police to ask them to speak to him, and they did. And he had a live goat walking around the neighborhood, and apparently the guy makes furniture or something. He had a big van, and then he took a bunch of wood and things out of the van. And what did he do? He left some trash behind. Illegal dumping. It's not free to get rid of this stuff, you know. So we got to hire. Our city has to have the bulky item pickup people have to come around and pick this junk up over here at Sherwin-Williams. It's the 800 block of Victory Boulevard. But you know, it's not fair to the taxpayers to have to pay for this crap just because someone stopped in town, allegedly broke down, and then he had his goat walking around the city, and a live goat off, and didn't even have a rope or a leash or nothing, and was walking around the city, and then he dumps his old furniture on the sidewalk. Frankly, I think that he should have got a ticket for that. Really, that would have been good. All right, the man with the straw hat. We're over at Burger King, and he's got his regular spot here. He does the exit at the Burger King drive-thru for panhandling. I'm going to call it into Street Plus. Okay, we've got the beautiful BWP building. All right, so I'm going to head down to Varney and see if there's any illegal camping still. And if you watch any of the other videos, you know, I've made this comment many times that down here there's a building that's owned by the city, and just due to not having an adequate fence, was ablaze on fire back in March of 2021. And, you know, because they had squatters and it was on fire. You know, I saw somebody back there and he was running around. This was a few weeks ago. And I told the city about it, and they said they were going to do something about the fence. The fence is too short, 6 feet. It needs to be, you know, 8 feet with a barbed wire. And you've got this one, we lost one tent. So this was a young guy. This is like a young guy. You know, he's kind of a brown guy. You use the shade guide, maybe he's a 5 on a 10 scale. And there was a second tent, but he's gone. Taller man. He was the same guy that was, I know he was the same guy that was squatting, because he looked the same as the guy that I saw inside the fence weeks ago. But he had a tent right there, and it's gone. So, yeah, it's one down. And then over here at 410, the t-shirt company. And you've got the camper still there, the guy's camping. So it's been pretty quiet tonight, and that doesn't surprise me. It's super cold and it's been raining. So I don't think that your usual people are here. I mean, it's nice that the lady's coming out to help Carey, and I think that's very nice of her and compassionate. I think in the end, you know, Carey's not hungry, he's well fed, and he's an alcoholic, so he's able to get panhandle and get money. I think in the end, everybody should realize that 5 years of that, and he's not gotten anywhere. Since he's been in his early 30s, he's been an addict, and he's not going to get any better until tough love, get a conservatorship, and put him into drug rehabilitation. I mean, it's no life to live. I absolutely am a constitutionalist, but it's no life to live to be severely disabled and drunk all the time. That's not a life, and we need to help Carey. All right, onward and upward. I'm going to do the rest of my census. Okay, this is city contractor. So he's got his truck. It's 7 Zulu 19492. And he just made an illegal U-turn right in the middle of the street. Not good. I'm assuming that's the bus shelter contractor. They're not part of the city, but they need to not make illegal U-turns. Very dangerous. He just made that illegal U-turn. He went from the bus shelter over there and made a U-turn in the middle of the road to the bus shelter over there, and it's very dangerous. All right, folks, this is the very end of the road here. Let's see what's going on this. Yep, there we go. We're at North Valley and Magnolia, and sleeping over here is the plumber. I don't know how he does it. I mean, it's freezing cold and it's been raining. I'm going to take one more look at the meth and heroin RV camp on Cahuenga before I wrap it up tonight. I've been out for an hour, and it's time to call it a night. I did the full tour. It's a full tour. You get to stay home and watch the full tour from the comfort of your device. This is the plumber. Refuses help, by the way. I stopped calling it in today because I'm going to give Street Plus a break. They haven't responded this evening. I thought they were out until 11 or so, or 10. But for some reason, they're not responding this evening. So I'm guessing they're off today, or they're not on duty for this type of stuff. But I'm going to go head over and check out the meth and heroin RV camp over at Cahuenga. All right, folks, anytime you see these old derelict RVs, like this one right here, you know, people are sleeping there. This is Aries Pet Grooming, and you'll always find at this intersection, this is going to be the start of it. You can see the people camping out here. And then there's also, you know, the method of transportation, which you can see right there is a, one of those scooters, one of those lime. Actually, in that case, it's not lime. It's a, that was a lime because it had the right colors. Here's the guy who's been, I don't know if it's a guy or a gal, but here's the folks from Texas. I guess Texas didn't want them anymore, and they moved over here. Texas does have hail. That might be why. But, you know, you just saw the scooters. So you know now what I've been ranting about, how these scooters are helping, you know, the homeless to travel around. There's still RVs on the other side, then there's these RVs here. You know, people are just not there for some reason. There's no abatement. There used to be RVs here. I guess there might have been some abatement. I don't know. Maybe people got tired and moved on, or there's snowbirds and snowbird homeless. There is one less RV. Still, you got this trashy stuff going on here. I guess they refuse to leave. You can see underneath there's a whole bunch of bicycle wheels. I don't know if those are bicycle wheels that were taken off bicycles that were locked up. I mean, who has a whole gang of bicycle wheels? That's the end of the tour. But as you can see, there's still people there at the camp. And those lime scooters, that's what's helping them get around. I've seen them come from, you know, I haven't seen them come from that camp, but I've seen people coming on those lime scooters who clearly look rough, you know, like tweaker rough, coming from that direction going on to Magnolia Boulevard during the day. And then I see, you know, rough people in the Magnolia Park area. But as I've been doing more of these patrols, these community watch patrols, yes, someone's out there doing it. It's me. You know, yes, I do have better things to do with my time. But I thought it was important to put some light on the subject so that people all over Burbank could consider, you know, carving out a little spot in their community where they watch things and call stuff in like I do.